So, soles of the feet come together. You don't have to have them close right now. So you can have your legs in a nice wide position. You could have blocks, I'll show you, underneath the knees. If that supports you, you can sit on a block, and you can also have your hands just behind you just to keep your spine a little elevated. And just start to breathe here. Begin to find a little bit of opening through the groins, and just softening through the rest of the body. Close the eyes, gaze to the tip of the nose. And just start to find a little bit of space and a little bit of peace. And I'm going to find a little bit of water, actually. And if you'd like your hands to rest on your legs anywhere, that's great. If what I like to do is take my hands in between or underneath my thighs and fold forward, but you don't have to fold forward just yet. It's up to you. I'm going to kind of leave this one as a yogi's choice right now. But all I want you to do is find a little bit of, centering for yourselves just to get on the mat. Because some days it's just a challenge just to get here. But when we do, be fully present. So we're going to stay for 3 more rounds of breath. It's a full inhale and exhale in this position. Again, you can be upright or folded forward, whatever suits your body today. After you've finished 3 rounds of breath, begin to, if you're not, lift yourself up. And then do the same thing, but open the legs wider so the feet are not touching. Walk your hands down the middle. Doesn't matter how far you go. Don't worry about that at all. Just worry about breathing. That's your job today, is to breathe. And just getting a little bit wider space through the hips, the pelvic bowl. Trying not to create any tension in the neck and shoulders. And just 3 more rounds of breath here. Inhale and exhale. I forgot to start my watch. On the release of the 3rd breath, walk yourself back up. Take the blocks off to the side. You can keep them nearby. Take your right leg inside your left thigh and your left leg out to the side. And then just reach your left arm down and stretch your right arm up and over. Open up your chest, your heart, your toes. Right now your foot can be relaxed or active by flexing your feet. And it's really just about the side bend here and the inner groin. Breathe in, breathe out. Keep reaching your fingers long as you push your right hip down towards the floor. So you feel all this length all the way down outside of the right hip as well. One more breath. Good. Inhale, rise up. Walk your hands through the center. Stop when you feel your first point of resistance. Keep your hips grounded. And if you're still on a block, that's fine. Relax the shoulders. You can also put your hands on blocks. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, bring your torso upright. Switch legs. Left leg comes in, right leg comes out. Take the right arm on the inside of the right leg. Left arm comes up and over to the side. And just get that nice rotation in the torso. And nice length from the left fingertips to the outside of the left hip. Right foot could be active or relaxed, you choose. Make the torso active, so use your arm against your leg to start to open up a little bit. Inhale, rise up. Walk your hands through the center. Exhale. Push your hips back, heel of the hand down. You might notice the difference from one side to the other. Breathe in, breathe out. Keep grounding your right hip down because the tendency is for it to rock up. Inhale, come back up, walk it in. Exhale, just move your left leg. Don't go into your biggest straddle here, but open your legs into a little bit of a V shape. Walk your hands back through the center again. Now let's go ahead and make the legs a little bit more active so that the toes point up. Inhale. And exhale. You can always, yep, sit. That's what I was just going to say. You put a block out in front of you. I love to do that and just kind of keep moving the block away as my length starts to occur a little bit deeper. Just there's no tension in the neck and shoulders while you're here. And take 3 more breaths here. Keep lengthening. It looks good, great, guys. I was going to say, it looks great, guys. And I say grace. So shoulders back, collarbones broad, and just keep that length in your spine. 1 more breath. Inhale, walk it in as you rise up. Put the block to the side if you had it. Bend your knees, shake it out, and just send your legs around. And bring your hands and knees on the floor. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Pad yourself if you'd like. And then if you're using blocks, just have them to the outside of each side of your mat. Tuck the toes, arch the back. Exhale, chin to chest, top of the foot down. Round your back. So while you at home can't hear that, this is actually Duran Duran, and I actually just got tickets to see them live. I'm so excited. Inhale, I'm going to go back to the concerts. Arch the back. Exhale, round and curl. From here, come to neutral, but push back to child's pose and stretch your arms as far out as you can. Breathe down the sides of your body. Press the heel of the hand firmly. Spread the mat apart from the inside. One more breath. Inhale, come back to hands and knees. Take your right leg behind you, tuck the toes on the floor underneath you. Rock forward and back. Find your hip points level. Pull the belly in. And then just draw the right foot out to the right side in line with your left knee. Pinky toe down if possible. Walk your hands back in and sit up onto your left knee. Hands on your hips. Your right hip's going to be maybe a little bit higher, but try to keep as level as you can. Open up your arms to a T. Inhale. Good. Exhale, lean to the left. Keep your right foot down and take your right arm up and over your head. Nice long stretch from fingertip to toe tip now. Use your hand on a block if you'd like. Take a breath. Look down, inhale, rise up, right arm down, left arm up. Some of you will touch even to the floor, and some of you will have your hand on your thigh. Shin. Inhale, back up to standing on your knee. Exhale, hands to the floor. Sweep your right leg back behind you and over to the left side. Hug your hips into the center line. And just rock a little forward, back, side to side. The right leg is going to go as high as your body allows it on the floor. So it might be up by the left hip, it might be behind it. So it's okay wherever it is. Just get that left hip pulled into the center and get a nice release. One more breath. Beautiful. Exhale, hands and knees to the floor. Take a little cat-cow action. Exhale, round and curl. Inhale, come back to your neutral. Send your left foot back behind you. Tuck the toes underneath you. Rock a little bit forward and back and stretch out your calves. And then just draw your left leg outside your right knee, or in line with your right knee, I should say. And walk your hands to your hips. Inhale, rise up to stand on your right knee. Open up your arms as you inhale, reach forward to the right side. Exhale, right hand down on the floor block, left arm all the way up and over your head. Spin your heart open, so it's as if your whole torso were turning up towards the sky. Breath in, breath out. Pressing firmly through your left foot. Use your core to come up. Left arm down, right arm up. Anywhere but your knee. Keep rotating the torso open. Good. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor. Take your left leg, sweep it behind you. Tuck the toes on the floor, outside of the right hip, and then draw the hip towards midline. So hug the right hip in. Some of you, again, will get your foot a little bit higher. Doesn't matter where it goes. Just get that hip stretch starting there. One more breath. Exhale, bring it back, knees on the floor, little cat-cow. Exhale. Inhale, back to neutral. Walk your hands a little bit more forward. Tuck your toes underneath you. Lift your knees and shift back into a soft, easy downward facing dog. Bend one knee, then the other. And for me, I keep my knees bent now in this downward facing dog. If you're ready to straighten your legs and bring your heels towards the floor, go for it. The knees bent is always, always an option. And stretch your arms strong. Roll the outer arm towards the center. So your triceps hug in, but your hands are firmly planted on the ground. Inhale, rise up onto your tippy toes, engage your quadricep muscles. Shift forward to a high plank position, top of a push-up position. Good. If you're gonna move anything, move your feet. Pull your hips forward and drop your hips down. Let the knees come down. Push all the way back to your heels, child's pose. Inhale to your hands and knees, arms are a little outstretched. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips up in the air. Inhale, shift forward, high plank. Exhale, lower your hips, then lower your knees and push back again to child's pose. You can keep the toes tucked or untucked. Inhale to your hands and knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward to a high plank. Lower the hips, lower the knees, and push back. Last time. This time we're going to come back into our downward facing dog and stay for a few breaths. So you get the opportunity to kind of walk it around, find out where your perfect position today is. You know, the more you practice yoga, the more intuitive your body becomes. Right now you have to listen to that. So tuck your tailbone slightly under, ribs towards your hips. Looking forward, bend your knees. Take little steps to the top of the mat. And as you meet yourself at the top of the mat, take 2 fists in between your legs. Bend your knees a lot so that your chest is resting on your thighs. And let your head hang down. Shift your weight a little bit forward. And just let the arms kind of hang out there. And now you choose if at this point in your practice, you are ready to make a straighter leg. Right? That may never happen, but it may be appropriate for you. Good. You can have your hands supported on your shins, on your blocks, on your thighs. Shift the weight forward like you're going to fall forward. Let your head dangle. Wherever you are, inhale, look forward, bring your hands to your hips, rise all the way up to standing. Release your arms down by your side. So you should be at the top of your mat, firmly planting both feet on the floor, big toe, little toe, ball of the foot, heel. Roll the shoulders up, back, and around. Press firmly down as you inhale, stretch the arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, open your arms, soften your knees, and fold to the floor, hands on the floor, shins or blocks. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your right foot back. Low lunge. Good. Rock a little bit back and forth on your back foot. Take your right hand on the floor or the block underneath your right shoulder, left hand to your left hip. Lengthen your spine as you begin to rotate to the left side. Stack your shoulders. Left arm comes up. Breathe. Hug your hips in towards midline, just like we did when the foot was behind us. To the left side. Take a breath. Find space, empty the breath. Let the hand come down. Now turn yourself over to the right side. Long edge of your mat. Hands on the floor or block. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, and again, shifting the weight forward towards the balls of your feet, right, so the knees don't hyperextend. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Good. Let's just rock a little bit side to side into a little bit of a lunge. A couple of times here, back and forth, and to roll. And then let's make our way back to center. Keep your left hand on the floor block, right hand to your sacrum, lengthen your spine. Rotate your torso to the right, hug your right hip in, right arm comes up, float it up. Relax the left shoulder away from the ear. Exhale, right hand down. Left arm comes up. towards your center point. Inhale, release your hands. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come back up. Turn yourself to the front of your space. Step back to a high plank. Chaturanga, upward and downward facing dogs. And meet up there. Don't put the blame on me. Lift up on your toes, bend your knees. Look forward, take yourself to the top of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, press down, rise up, bring the arms overhead. Hands to prayer, release your arms. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, now fold your way. You can open the arms or fold through center. Hands to floor, shins, blocks. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, send your left foot all the way back. Right knee over the ankle, ball of the back foot, rock a little bit forward and back. Inhale, left hand stays on the floor block, right hand moves to your hip, rotate your torso. Right arm comes up. Reach your fingers up, hug everything close and tight. Inhale and exhale. Don't forget about that back leg when you're working on the twist. One more breath. Good. Exhale, bring your hands to the floor. Turn yourself to your left side. Hands on the block, and just again, rock side to side in a low lunge. And then come back to the center. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, take your right arm up, hug your right hip in. Inhale. Exhale, take the bind behind the back. Lift your torso. And breathe. Keep pulling right hip towards center. Gonna take my time. Release your bind if you have it. Right arm up. Right hand down. Left arm comes up. Inhale. Hug your left hip into the center. Exhale. Left arm binds behind the back. It's an option. Inhale, release. Exhale, hand down. And then bend your knees one more time, side to side. And bend to the front, turn it all the way to the front. Step back to your high plank and take your chaturanga versions. That means you can skip them too. And downward facing dog. So I do a little modification these days, guys. If you're watching me, just let your body be your guide. Inhale, high on your toes. Look forward, take yourself to the top of your mat, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, press down to rise up, bring the arms with you overhead. Exhale, take the prayer to your heart center, release your arms by your side. Inhale, stretch the arms overhead. Exhale, fold your way, hands to floor, shins or blocks. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, send your right foot to the back of the mat. Right hand stays down. Inhale, open up, twist, left arm comes up. Good. Now, exhale, left hand inside left foot. Turn to the right side. Right knee bends. Open your arms to a T. Send your weight back behind you. Good. Inhale and exhale. You don't have to be very low, but you want to keep your weight out of your knee. One more breath, lengthen a little bit longer. Exhale, return to the front to your low twist. And then straighten your left leg as the left arm comes down. Lift up, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold over your left leg. Don't say you want me. Inhale and fold, exhale. Inhale, rebend your front knee, look forward. Step your out, let's step back. Go to plank chaturanga. I know my group, you like to do push-ups. So take them, don't take them. If you're at home, you choose. Inhale on your toes, soften your knees, look forward. Take yourself to the top of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Press down, rise up, arms with you. Exhale, prayer to your heart center. Release your arms. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left foot steps all the way back. Left hand stays, right arm opens up, twist. Good. Exhale, right hand inside right leg. Turn to your left side, bend your left knee, reach your arms out, send your weight back behind your heels, behind your knee, breathe in. Stay elevated in the center, in the core, lift your pelvic floor up. Inhale. Good. Exhale, shift forward, left arm down, right arm up. And then release the right hand and straighten your front leg, fold. Pull the right hip back, left hip forward. Breathe in and breathe out. Hi hamstrings, how are we doing today? Not so happy, but our groins are starting to release. Inhale, bend your knee, look forward, step back, take chaturangas or skip them. So I'm kind of modifying right here, downward facing dog. So I want you to always listen to your body. All right, let's stay here in downward facing dog as we bring our feet together. Inhale, rise onto your toes, right leg lifts high in the sky. Exhale, send your right foot all the way through. Inhale, right arm comes up. Exhale, take it into your twist. Good, right hand down inside. Spin to your left side, bend the left knee. A little Skandasana action here. Good, inhale, come back to center, right arm up. Good. Right hand down, straighten your front leg. Take your block on the outside of your right shin. Turn your left foot on its side if you don't have a block. Hand can be on the floor, block, or shin. Trace your left arm up and open up your torso to the left side. Now, push all the toes down firmly. Look down. We're not staying here that long right now. So inhale, rise up, come up to standing. Adjust your hips. So the left hip is going to want to hike a little bit. See if you can draw the hips level. Even put your hands on your hips to notice that. You might even shorten your stance. Now the arms are shoulder height. Inhale. Bump your hip to the left. Reach your torso forward. Exhale. Now let's go ahead and take the right hand back on the block. Behind your right shin. Calf. Lift up. Open. Rotate. Lift your knees up. Engage your quadricep muscles without hyperextending. One more breath. Good. Exhale, release your hands to the floor, spin it forward, take it through vinyasa, or let's meet in downward dog. Hips up in the air. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, send your left foot all the way through. Inhale, right hand down, left arm up. Exhale, find that twist. Inhale, left hand inside, left foot, turn to the right side. Bend your right knee. Inhale, arms up. Just hold your weight up. Engage through your core muscles. Inhale, roll to the left side, right arm down, left arm up. Exhale, hands to the floor, straighten your front leg. Take your block on the outside of your left calf or shin. Turn your right foot on its side and begin to trace your right arm up and open up, triangle pose. Good, now firm up your legs, look down. Inhale, rise up to stand. Bump your right hip to center. Put your hands on your hips so you can notice that levelness happening here. You can shorten your back foot in. Toes are still turning forward. Arms up, shoulder height. Inhale. Bump your hips to the right. Reach your torso to the left. And then the left hand comes again. Outside the thigh if you have a block. If you don't have a block, find good placement for you. If you don't have a block, get one. Really easy. Breathe in, breathe out. Hug your left hip underneath you. Inhale. Right hand down, spin it around. Exhale, step into plank, chaturanga, or right to down dog. You choose what is right for you today. All right, I'm going to throw a little something else in there for you. Inhale, float your right leg up high. Exhale, step your right foot through, left arm down, right arm opens up, twist. Exhale, right hand inside, bend your left knee, Skandasana, arms out. Inhale, come back to the right side, left arm down, right arm up. And now choose to bring your left knee to the floor or step back into side plank. There's your little add-on. Breathe in, lift your left hip up, right arm comes up and over. Good, one more breath. Now this may be tricky, look down, turn yourself back to the right foot coming forward, you're back to the low lunge. If you have to do anything else to get there, who cares? Exhale, hands down. Now, take the block on the outside of the right leg, left toes turn in. Let's open up by standing up, warrior two, excuse me, triangle, standing up nice and tall. Now triangle, hip goes to the left, reach out. Right arm down, left arm up. Pull your right hip underneath you, open up your shoulders, lift out of your waistline. I will. One more breath. Good. Exhale, bring your left arm over your head and then spin around to the front. Bring your hands on the inside of your right leg. Shimmy the right foot out a little bit. Just rock a little forward and back. Lizard lunge. Turn your right toes out to the side. Lower your left knee. Release the toes. Take your right hand on the inside of the thigh and open up your heart. Good. Send a little peace and love into the left hip. Inhale, return to center. Right foot moves back towards the middle of your mat or towards the edge a little bit more towards the right side. Tuck your left toes underneath you, lift the knee up. Step back, vinyasa. Choose your way. You can skip all the vinyasa sequences. Feet together, back of the mat. Inhale, float your left leg in the air. Exhale, send your left leg through. Right arm down, left arm opens up, twist. Exhale, left hand inside, move to your right side. Skandasana, right arm, arms out, right leg bends. Move your hips back. Good, inhale. Good, exhale, return back to your low lunge twist. Right arm stays. Bend the right knee or just step back into your side plank version. Lifting your right hip up. Left arm overhead. Any variations on your feet are always welcome. We're only here for about a breath more. Now the transition is either step your left foot forward, help it out if you need to, or bend your knee to get your left foot back up to the top. You're back in the twist for a moment. Exhale, hand down. Block moves back. Turn the right foot on its side as you straighten the left leg. And now windmill up and open to standing. Hips are level. Shorten your stance if it's where you go. Bump your hips right, move your torso left. Get as much room as you can before coming down. Right arm up, little left arm down, and breathe. Hug your hips underneath you. Breathe in, breathe out. Right arm comes overhead. Exhale, hand to the floor, bend your front knee. Left hand comes on the inside of your left leg. And walk the left leg out a little bit. Turn the left toes out a little bit. And lower your knees to the floor. Your knee, your right knee. And just stay here for a breath. Or if you'd like to open up a little bit more twist, go for it. Inhale. Left hand back down. Left foot moves a little bit more towards the center. Right toes tuck underneath you. Step back into your plank. Push up, chaturanga, upward, and perhaps downward facing dogs. So. Inhale, high up onto your toes. Exhale, bend your knees. Take yourself to the top of the mat. Halfway lift when you get there. Exhale, forward fold. Press down through your feet, rise up, inhale. Arms to your prayer, exhale, hands to your heart. Release your arms for a moment. Find some stillness, standing up nice and tall. Same thing, big toe, little toe, ball of the foot, heel. Bring your tailbone underneath you, broaden your collarbones, and now place your hands on your hips. Find the levelness of your hips. Good. Lift your, press your weight into your left leg and just hover your right foot off the floor. Just hover it, hover it, hover it. And then move it out to the side, kind of like a pendulum. So you're just going to rock the leg out and in, hug your hips into the center, and then hold it out. Bring your hands to prayer. Hug your left hip in, and then bring the foot to the floor, hands down. So notice how much wavering you might have done into your left leg. Try to stay as upright as you can. So you're going to be stopped by where your hip has the flexibility to go further, right? So don't swing to accommodate it. Go only as far as you can go. So hands on your hips, lift your left heel up, and then begin to swing it out a couple times. Keep hugging the right hip in. Good. Hold it out on this one. Good. Hug, 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 hug. Right foot in. Relax it. Separate your feet, bend your knees. Take your peace finger grip around your big toe. Look forward, inhale. Slide the thumbs between the fingers and the toes. Look forward. Exhale, pull the toes up and press down at the same time, head to the shin. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Take your block, if you have it, probably on the highest height. It's going to be nice for you. None of this is nice. All right, take your peace finger grip around your right big toe. Press down into your left hip, lift your right foot off the floor, and some of you will take the leg a little bit or a lot out to the side. Again, it depends on your flexibility. The block is definitely an asset to this pose. Yeah, don't worry about the height. Everybody's good, good, good. And then release it, exhale, fold. All right, side B, yeah? Take your left peace finger grip around your big toe. Right hand on the block, probably more towards the right leg. As you start to lift the left leg up and maybe stretch it out to the side, hug your right hip in. You should feel fire in your right leg. That supporting leg, not to mention your core. Right? 3, 2, and 1. Feet down. Bend your knees, walk your feet out side to side, hang your head. Don't hate me, bring your chin into your chest, roll up through your spine. Bring your arms up overhead. Exhale, take the prayer to the heart. Release your arm. Inhale, bring your right knee off the floor. Flex the foot, knee in line with the hip. Take your left hand on your hip. Take your right hand to the peace fingers or hold on to the knee. Open your knee to the side. Hug your left hip in and to begin to straighten your right leg. Out to the side, doesn't matter how far, keep the leg level. Good. So drop the hip a little bit, Cindy, nice and show. Good, Karen, perfect. Yes. Yeah. All right, one more breath here, gang. I won't make you stay forever. As you guide your right foot into the inner thigh, take your hands to your heart. If the inner thigh doesn't work, take it below the knee or put it onto the floor. Hug your left hip in. Breathe in, breathe out. Good, now let go of the right foot from the inner thigh. Open the hip out, bend your left knee. Take your left hand down to the floor block. Open your right hip to the right side. Right arm up in the air. Half moon pose, the same hugging of the left hip in that you did when you were holding onto your big toe grip. And even just standing up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Last breath here. Exhale, hand down, square off the hips. Step back about 2 to 3 feet. Walk your hands forward. I like them on blocks out in front of me to give my spine a really good length here so I can level out my hips even more. Breathe in, breathe out. My left knee is slightly bent, but some of you will have a straight leg. One more breath. Look forward, inhale. Step your right foot to your left foot. Exhale, fold your body in half. Chin to chest, round your spine, push down to rise up. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, prayer to the heart. Arms by your side. Find stillness. Put your hands onto your hips. Inhale, float your left leg up, hug your right hip in. Exhale, open your knee to the side. Take your left peace finger grip, either the big toe or hold onto the knee. And begin to extend your left leg out to the side. You can take your right arm out to counterbalance. Good. Which side, is your A side, your B side? Doesn't matter if the leg is bent. I don't care how high it goes. Usually it's about in line with your hip is the best height for your safety. And then let's go ahead and just direct the foot above or below the knee. Hands into prayer tree. Really firm up the right standing leg. Exhale, release your left leg. Open the hips, start to bend forward. Hand on the floor or the block. Right arm stays. Left arm opens up. Half moon pose. Hug your hips to the midline. Lift out of your waistline. Lengthen out of your hip. Find the energy. Stay with it. One more big breath. Exhale, release your hands to the floor or the blocks. Square it off. And send your left foot back about 2 to 3 feet. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Wherever you are with your hands, they can be right underneath your shoulders or extended out in front of you on a block or not. Just look for length in the torso. Keep the length in the torso as you begin to fold forward. Just try to avoid the rounding of the back here. Inhale, lengthen your spine, look forward, step together, feet together. Exhale, fold. Now here, place your hands on the floor, bend your knees, and sit down into a low squat. Bring your knees towards each other. Good. Walk your fingertips so you're standing upright or put your hands on blocks. Find stillness, find a peaceful pose or a gaze. Bring your hands to your heart. Rotate your torso to the right side. Some of you will stay right here. Some of you will bring your hands to the floor outside your hip. Lift your hips up high, bend both elbows, and then just sit on top of either both elbows, or traditionally the right arm is free. And then anything you do with your legs there is a bonus. Right? Doesn't make it right or wrong. Karen, if you lift your hips up higher, go onto your toes. Bend your elbows more and sit your right hip. Start with your right hip on your right arm as well. It'll just make it a little bit more accessible. Yeah. The higher you get, the more you're going to get off the floor. That's good. If you're all elevated, come on back down. Come back to center. Come to your fingertips. Lift your torso up. Hands come to your heart. Rotate your torso to the left. Take your arms outside the left thigh. Lift your hips up. And choose, if you want to go into the arm balance or not. And again, anything you do with your legs is just bonus. So you got to get your hips up nice and high first. So when you're in the twist, then you can even stand your feet on blocks, which will help. But you get your hips up higher than your arms so that you can sit on the ledge that you're creating. Go higher, Kat. Yeah. Now look forward. That's it. And just really, really engage your core. There you go. Hard to do by Zoom, but we're there. If you're up, come down. Come back to center. Inhale, hands to your prayer. Exhale, hands to the floor, heels to the floor, hips up. Separate your feet, hips width apart. Lift your toes up, slide your hands all the way underneath your feet. Wrap your big toe around your wrist, look forward, inhale. Exhale, begin to straighten your legs, head towards the shins, just wrapping around the wrist to give a little relief, especially if you did the arm balance on both sides or either side. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, release your hands and walk them forward. Step back, find a downward facing dog here. Breathe to the sides. Inhale, shift forward to a high plank. Exhale, drop your hips through. Lower your knees. We did this way back in the beginning, child's pose. This time, have your knees close together and send your hips back to your heels. Inhale, lift your torso, walk to the right side, left arm on top of the right. Inhale, lift up, walk over to your left side, right arm on top of left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come to your hands and knees. Bring your forearms down, out in front of you. Tuck your toes under, step your legs back to a plank on your forearms. Belly is lifted, shoulders over elbows. Shift a little forward, lower your hips, open your legs. Sphinx pose with a wide leg. Good. Pull your heart through, resting on that little triangle above your pelvis or above your hips, below your belly button. And then go ahead and just take your hands as pillows, rest your head on the hands, and just send your hips side to side, rock them out. Inhale, look up, walk your hands back behind you, palms up. Bring your feet closer together, exhale. Inhale, lift your chest. Bend your legs, flex your feet. Reach your hands for your feet. Come back to center if you rock and roll like I did. And then lift your thighs up, kick away, kick away, kick away. Try not to have your knees splay out here. Try to have your knees in line with your hips, heels in line with the knees. Kick up a little higher. 3, 2, 1. Release your legs, arms down. Turn your left ear to the floor, turn your toes in pigeon, and just shimmy out your hips. Inhale, come back to center. Second time, bend your knees. Choose to keep the same grip or take your hands on the inside of your foot, which may change the shoulder action. Well, it will change the shoulder action for you, but it may be more suitable or not at all. So you listen to your body. You can also do this without holding on. Push your hips down. Lift your upper and lower body up. Kick, 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 kick. Try again, not to let the knees splay out, but try to keep them towards each other. Lift a little higher so you're going to feel a little bit of difference in the front shoulder. Exhale, release it, right ear to the floor, toes in. Shimmy your hips side to side. Inhale, come back to center. Walk your hands by your hips for an upward facing dog. Lift up everything off the floor by your toes. Downward facing dog. Rise high up on your tippy toes. Bend your knees, walk, jump, or step through. And lay down on your backs. Hug your knees all the way up to your chest. Take your right leg over your left leg, grab your ankles, shins, or toes. Pull your heels to your buttocks and flatten out your spine. Open your arms to a T, shift your hips right, let your knees fall over to the left side. Uncross your legs as you come back to center. Hug the knees back to the chest. Left leg over right leg, grab ankles, shins, or toes. Pull your heels towards your buttocks. Open your arms to a T, shift your hips to the left, and let your knees fall over to the right side. Uncross your legs, come back to center. Hug your knees nice and close to your chest. Lift your head and shoulders up. Exhale, lower your head. Bring your right knee to your chest as you extend your left leg out. Flex both feet. Imagine you're pushing against a wall. Bring your right knee a little bit more out to the outer edge of your right waistline, your hip. Good, now you can hold on to your shin. You can take a strap or towel, or take a right big toe grip like we did standing, and extend your right leg up in the air. If your knee's very bent, then let go and hold on to the calf or higher up. See if you want to lift your left foot off the floor, lift your torso off the floor, reach in 3, 4, directions. Lift, 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 lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Lower the left leg, lower the head, bring the right knee in, take your left hand and twist across the body. Inhale back to center, hug both knees to your chest. Exhale, pull it in nice and tight. Inhale, right leg extends on the ground. Flex both feet, left knee a little bit offside to the left rib cage. Good, now take your left peace finger grip around your left big toe and decide if you're going to try to straighten the leg. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight. Lift the right leg up if you choose. Lift your head and shoulders up and reach as you do for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Leg down, head down, knee bends, right hand takes the leg across the body twist. Inhale, return to center, knees to the chest. Exhale, lift your head and shoulders up. And then stretch both legs straight in the air. Reach your hands to your toes, lift your head and shoulders. Lift your hips if you'd like for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees to your chest. Right hand, right knee, left hand, left knee. Make circles out of the hip. Reverse. Come back to your center. Take your feet to the floor. Bring the soles of your feet together. Open your knees. Take your hands on the inside of your thighs and roll them open. Release your arms and take them in the same position as your feet overhead. Belly and ribs down. So just as we started, and you may now feel like you are a little bit more open, probably should. Inhale, release your arms down by your thighs. Draw the knees back in together. Take your feet as wide as the mat and turn your knees towards each other. And just windshield wiper your legs a little bit side to side. Come back to center. Turn your feet back to the center. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Open up your hips so they just splay open. No force to stay in any particular position. Reach the arms down by your side. Same thing with the arms. The palms are open and receptive, and the arms open out in a relaxed position. So no force, no tension except for gravity. Let go of all breath and the support of the earth. Slowly breathing in and out, emptying all the staleness from your body. And let go of everything. Shavasana. I offer you up, stay in your Shavasana, turn off the video, just ignore what's going on there. Or slowly begin to deepen your breath and start to introduce small movements back to your body. And as you gently draw your knees up to your chest, take yourself onto either side to bring yourself back up. And bring your hands to your heart center. Bow to yourselves. And then bow to each other. Namaste, Sat Nam, go in peace. Stay home, stay fit, stay healthy. Get